Hi, I'm Jeanne Fiorini. Thanks for being here at the Tarot Tips. I want to make the occasional comment to invite you or ask you to check out the TarotWorks website where you can find 8 different video classes, recorded video classes to help you hone your tarot skills, help you develop a nice foundation of tarot learning so that you can use the tarot in whatever way is useful and helpful for you and your friends. So check that out. Today we're going to wrap up our very particular and specific way of looking at some of the cards in the tarot. Today we're going to talk about cards that we might say are bad cards, but point out ways that they might exert a helpful influence or be trying to get us to improve our outlook, even though the issue might be challenging. It is true, as I was going through this bunch of 6 or 7 cards, that many of them are sword cards. Swords is the suit of great clarity, but it's also a suit that talks about the activity of the mind, and the mind can certainly get us into a lot of trouble. So let's go take a look at some of the bad cards that might actually have some positive influence for us. Okay, we're going to start our bad card list with the bad lady of the tarot, the Queen of Swords. You know, she's sometimes called the bee. She's the big B of the deck, but personally, she's one of my favorite cards because, especially for women, many of us did not learn how to stand up for ourselves, how to speak up, how to say our truth clearly, cleanly, objectively, and that's what the Queen of Swords does. The Queen of Swords is about standing up for what you believe, what is true for you. Saying your truth cleanly, clearly, and objectively. That's not how we're raised. We're raised to be nice. The Queen of Swords is absolutely not nice, but for her it's more important to be direct, to be clean and clear, and to speak the truth. So this card, even though she's kind of prickly around the edges, can help pave the way. She can help clarify things. She can help clean up kind of messy issues. So don't let that Queen of Swords bark scare you. Three of Swords. Yeah, nobody really likes the look of that card. I like to remind people that even though there is often either blood or a big red heart in this card, this is not a heart card. This is a sword card. So that makes it a card connected to the element of air and to the thought process, and not so much to the emotional process. The Three of Swords says that didn't happen how I thought it was going to. So this card offers us 2 opportunities. One, to examine our expectations. Why did we expect a certain thing to happen? And the second thing is something I referred to in a previous recent video, and that is that sometimes the Three of Swords indicates a past hurt that is coming back around again, resurfacing again, so that we can heal it, fix it, resolve it. So if this card comes up in your life, give some thought to what recurring issues do I have an opportunity to resolve? Why does this keep happening to me, and what can I do about it? How do I need to change how I'm thinking in order to avoid this pitfall that I seem to land myself in fairly regularly? Three of Swords. Nobody likes getting it, but there's a useful aspect to it. Hermit card. Now, depending on your perspective, you may like this card. A lot of people see it and groan, like, oh, I'm going to be alone and die all by myself with my 18 cats. The Hermit really is not about having to sequester yourself under your blankets with your videos. It's really more about the wisdom of self-reflection. Look at how like a pillar or a tree trunk the Hermit looks in this particular version of tarot. So there's a strengthening, a resolve that can happen from self-reflection, from time alone, from introspection, from really looking to yourself for the answer rather than looking to the outside world. So this doesn't mean that a person is destined and doomed to a solitary life. It's more a card around the benefits of self-reliance and self-reflection. Okay, another 9, 9 of Swords. This card comes up quite often in a helpful position, either in a layout or in a question that's posed, such as what can help me deal with X, Y, or Z. Now, again, not a pleasant looking card. We've probably all been in this position where we couldn't sleep, or we had anxiety, or we were nervous about something. The 9 of Swords in the helping aspect says, pay attention to your worst fears. How are they trying to tell you something? What can you learn by looking at what you are most afraid of? Maybe there's some truth in it. Once I saw this card come up for someone who had a brain injury, and the doctors kept telling her she was okay, and she's like, no, I don't feel like I'm okay, and it kept nagging her. She eventually went to the doctor, and they eventually did do surgery for her. So the question here is not am I having useless anxiety, but what is my anxiety trying to tell me? So that makes this a tricky card. That doesn't always mean it's coming up in this positive aspect, but please be aware that there is a helpful indication sometimes with this kind of scary looking card. Pay attention to what is bothering you. Why does it bother you, and is there truth in it? Okay, we had to throw the Devil in here in terms of a bad card, quote, bad card that could possibly have some positive aspects. Now, the Devil card I think of as the most complex card in the tarot, but it really is an opportunity, again, to examine what are our either unconscious belief systems that keep us stuck. How do we give away our power? An image sometimes overlooked in this card is this fire, that some uncomfortable situation is trying to wake us up, is trying to empower us. So the Devil card really is an opportunity to look at, why do I not expect to get good things? Why do I expect that I will not succeed? What are the unconscious patterns here that I'm working on? And it's hard to be conscious of something that in your unconscious. So the Devil really says, okay, I will push you around. In other words, I will make your life miserable. I will make you feel like a victim. I will hound you until you wake up, until you turn around and look at me directly, face either your fears or your negative belief systems here, and see if you can promote some change. So the Devil really challenges us to look at how we give away our power. Not easy. 8 of Swords. You might have heard me say that this is a card, again, when it comes down the table, people groan, oh, I don't like the looks of that. It really is such a great card of opportunity, though, and it is a very, very common card because the mind is a number on us all. We all get into our little mind traps, our mind games, and the 8 of Swords tells us that we can change the situation by changing how we look at it. How are we perceiving it? What are the assumptions here that are incorrect? So yes, we are stuck. Yes, we are stymied. Yes, we might be a little fearful. But the 8 of Swords says all you have to do is look at the situation from a different perspective, and you can probably get yourself out of that mess. So a positive message in that unpleasant looking card. And to wrap up this session or this video today, we're going to end on the 10 of Swords, a nice card for endings. Again, you put that card on the table and people shrink. You know, they recoil. They don't like the look of it. But really, this is a card that says you are off the hook, baby. You don't have to think about this. You don't have to worry about this anymore. You might not like where the thing has landed. You might not like the result. You might not like the situation as it is, but it is what it is. And there's no more thinking or deciding or talking or communicating or negotiating that's going to make that any different. So, 10 of Swords, take yourself off the hook. Give yourself a break. It's done. It's over. And you might as well rest and relax into it. So keep an open mind when you're working with your cards. I think that's the best message from these last 4 videos. Use your intuition, use your foundational book learning, use your spiritual guidance, use your own insight, and keep your eyes and ears open. That's what the tarot is all about. It's an art. Thanks for being here. We'll see you next time.